Welcome to the preview for the April 2025 Vini Curiosity case. The wines will be going out from the 21st of April, so delivery is 22nd, 23rd. The online tasting will be on Thursday the 24th at 7 p.m. If you are subscribed to the small bottle tastings, fantastic. It'll go out as usual. If you don't and would like one, please let us know as soon as possible. They're available online, so just flick on. If you're not quite sure, send me an email, we'll tell you. Okay, so one thing just to go into for your diary reminders, the spring tasting is on the 1st of April. Got a really nice lineup of people coming. Go online, Emma's done all the work beautifully. The tasting page has everyone who's coming on it, on the wine tasting page on the website. It's looking great. It's looking really great. So do make sure you have reserved your place. There is no charge if you're a wine club member, so please do it. If you are not a wine club member, please join, and then there is no charge. Anyway, the wines. We're kicking off with Picex Friulano, different to the last one you had. Last quarter I gave you the Athena, richer, more powerful. This is fresher, still very deep, very powerful, gorgeous wine, the 2021 Friulano. I think you're going to love it. I'll tell you more about it at the online tasting. But Friulano for me is the spiritual wine of the Friuli region. It used to be called Tokai, and we still sometimes call it Tokai. A lot of producers still call it Tokai Friulano, just so that the word Tokai is still in there. They're still in the gripping on to their past. Great, great, great wine. Wine number 2 is quite fun. It's a brand new wine for Vini Curiosity. I actually gave this to the conspirators back in October last year. And I may have made I don't know if it's a mistake. It's quite an extreme wine. It was such good value I could get it into a conspirator's case. Not sure I did the right thing, because it's an orange wine, beautifully, beautifully made. They only make 900 bottles of this stuff. That's partially because it's a 2023 vintage, which was a bit of a pig. They were hit by mildew, as a lot of Italy was. And it's a couple who make this wine. It's Giovanni and Antoniella, and Giovanni is the local postman. Antoniella works in the vineyards, has a couple of young kids as well. The production of wine they're making is tiny, so this is super garage wine. Total production 900 bottles. Most of it came here, if I'm honest. So be fascinated to see what you think. I've still got decent stock, so if you enjoy it and enjoy this style of wine, get in there quick. Get a few cases in for the summer. It's fantastic wine. If you really don't like orange wines, though, give it a go. What the hell? If you don't like it straight away, it's one of those wines that keeps going for days afterwards. It maintains its freshness, and it really is superb. The reds, we start with a couple of classics. So we start with, I'm always trying to do something here. So I'm comparing 2 Alto Piemonte wines in the first to start off with. And I'm going to drop into this occasionally because it is my default setting, is to vanish into Nebbiolo for a few moments. This one from Vercellino, it's a fascinating wine because it was born out of disaster, the 2021 super difficult vintage, when he had just bought this lovely big barrel. The problem was I hadn't got enough wine to fill it. So whilst the estate is close to Biella, so the soils are almost identical to those of Lessona, there was not enough wine from the Lessona area, and he managed to find some in Gemme where they didn't have the same problems. So this is a blend of Gemme and Lessona, basically. So sandy soils plus clay soils. It's really interesting to see the difference. and I've purposefully given you Villaguelpa's Cisano, which is the region just below Gemay, as a comparison. So ironically, I think Ferruccio, I'm not sure if it is, it might be pure Nebbiolo. I'll double check again. That'll all come up in the tasting and it'll be in your notes. The Cisano isn't pure Nebbiolo because you're not allowed to make a pure Nebbiolo from Cisano. Cisano is the next DOC down from Gemay. So up in the Alto Piemonte. So if you have Milan, you have Torino, you're heading up along the mountains with Aosta heading up here. So these are all the appellations here, and the Alto Piemonte is split by the river Sesia. On one side it goes Gattinara, Brametera, Lessona and Biella. On the other side it goes Bocca at the top, then you go down to Gemay, then you go Cisano and Fara. So they're split by the river. I tend to call them left bank and right bank, just for fun. But they do have different characters, and these are two wonderful Nebbiolos. I think Villaguelpa's, I think this vintage is the first ever Tre Bicchieri Cisano. So it's very exciting. I mean, it's a superb wine. So anyway, it'd be a fascinating tasting that. Two new wines that we haven't shown you before. You've had Cisano from previous vintage. You've never had Ferruccio before. It's great. Then we go to Le Cincholes Petresco. And the Petresco is really, it's a great, great, great wine. This was the original, prior to this whole Gran Selezione. This was Luca's Riserva. So when they introduced Gran Selezione, he declassified his Riserva to Toscana EGT. So he purposefully did it partially as a protest for the Gran Selezione regulations of the time. Gran Selezione is 10 years old this year. So, it's back then there was a feeling that it was all a bit cynical. Not so much now, but we'll talk about that at the tasting. Things have changed. 2018 vintage, pure Sangiovese. It's one of the very few versions of this that I've ever had where I can say hand on heart it's ready to drink. It's tasting great. 18 really softened the tannins out. It's a beautiful, beautiful wine. And it's just great to see, it's very natural winemakers, wild yeast fermenters. It's epic. It's absolutely epic. I'm excited about it already, if I'm honest. Then we have a brand new wine from Roccafiore, the Prova. Now, Roccafiore are near Todi, and the problem with being near Todi is you don't have access to the most exciting Umbrian grapes. When I say most exciting, I mean the easiest to sell, actually. So, Sagrantino is the most famous. Sagrantino di Montifalco, Montifalco Sagrantino. Montifalco is the place, Sagrantino is the grape. And the other one is Trebbiano Spoletino. Spoletino is a place, Trebbiano Spoletino is the grape. Now, not to be confused with Trebbiano, because Trebbiano Spoletino is a totally different variety. So you have two grapes which can only be used, the grape name, if they are grown in the place of the DOC. So if you're in Todi, you are not allowed to plant, well, you're allowed to plant it, but you're not allowed to call your wine Sagrantino. So what have they done? Luca hires some land, or he rents a vineyard in Montifalco, so he does make a Sagrantino Montifalco. If you would like some, it's on the website. It's fantastic. One of my favourite Sagrantinos. Honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of Sagrantino. It's too strong for my palate usually. But theirs, I think, is superb. It has balance. It has elegance. It has something special about it. A lot of these Sagrantinos, the most famous is by Caprai. Genuinely, I'm very unexcited by wines like that. They can be just almost two-dimensional for my palate. Just in the power of the grape type takes away a lot of the joy of the wine. Just my own opinion. The wine that we're tasting though now, the Prova, is Sagrantino, Montepulciano and Sangiovese blended together. It's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I've never shipped it before because I don't know. I think I've made a terrible mistake. I think in some ways, Roccafiore make two epic red wines. They're straight Sangiovese. I adore, you see. And for me, there was a purity about that. It's from Umbria. It's very clean. It's a child of the soils. It's a native variety, just put together fantastically. And it's one of the most underrated wines that we sell, I believe. And it's Il Roccafiore. It's magnificent red wine, the one with the black label. This one has the red label. The blend it's equally good. It's easier to drink. Well, it's fantastic wine. It's bigger, it's richer. The Montepulciano and the Sangiovese bring joy to the Sagrantino. It's great, great, great wine. I really hope you enjoy these 6 wines. I mean, all of these cases are great, but this one I like very much. We have the comparison of Sangiovese with a Sangiovese blend from Umbria. We have two wines made from the magnificent Nebbiolo, an orange and a Friulano. Can't ask for too much more than that. It's going to be great. Sign up quick, get a case. They are available. So, see you soon. See you on Thursday. I hope. Any questions at all, give me a shout. Bye.